monsoon alert across the valley. Flooding has closed the US 60 near Val Vista.
Yeah, this was quite a mess out there tonight as the rain started coming down a couple of hours ago, and water has covered the lanes in both directions. So we saw the closure happening shortly after that. Let's take a live look right now at the ADOT camera. This is near the US 60 and Val Vista. And Ellen, you really could see the story there. All of that flooding on the roadways, closing traffic in both directions. So anybody on the freeway here in this area is being told to exit before you get to the Val Vista area here. The lanes, again, eastbound and westbound at Gilbert Road are closed off, so it's quite a mess.
Yeah, and you know, before they closed this portion off, I mean, people were driving through it, and we all know that when you drive through that kind of water, especially if you have a low car, it can really do a number on your car. It can total your car. It can mess up with all of the electronic equipment. So it is a mess. But again, westbound, eastbound, shut down right now, and you can see exactly why. And we have some video here also to show you just how bad the flooding is out there on the highway. Mackenzie Moritz sharing this video from the US 60 near Val Vista. I just was talking about how this was what happened. Before they were able to shut it down, people were driving through this, a complete mess.
Yeah, can you imagine being caught in this when you're just on your way home and you're getting this downpour? Fox 2's Marissa Sarbak live in the area. Marissa, you just got to this area. It was a tough time getting there. Tell us what you're seeing out there and what the commute is like right now for people just trying to get home.
Definitely a tough time getting out here, Mark. We're just standing on the side right now of the westbound lanes, and I want you to take a look with what's going on. Definitely a different scene than what we're used to seeing with the 60. You can see that the cops are getting people off here at Val Vista Drive, so that side is shut down. Now over on our side, heading eastbound from Phoenix, this is what we took coming up here, and it was shut, like you said, back at that Gilbert Road exit. Now we ended up getting off there, taking the southern all the way over here and just took a few back roads. And I will tell you, a lot of trees down in this area. I think you can see some of the ponding still on the highway here. And this is a really, really difficult ride. I know that you saw that viewer video that we brought in from earlier, just showcasing what was going on. And this was just within the hour. I do also have some Twitter updates from ADOT that I want to read out to you, just because they have been staying up to this with the up-to-date minute, letting us know what's going on here. Stapley Drive on-ramp, 60 eastbound is also closed. The Gilbert Road on-ramp, 60 eastbound, also closed right now. 60 westbound, the Greenfield on-ramp is closed. So we have quite a few updates here. The eastbound lane still closed at Gilbert Road. Like we said, that was what we tried to get up by, and we ended up coming around and just taking southern to even get back around and get on this side to see what was happening over at Val Vista here. As you can see, just a lot of cars trying to get off at this point. We saw it pretty packed back over at the Gilbert exit as well. It was pretty much like a parking lot. We had to get off just to avoid all of that. If people are over there, they are definitely stuck in it for a little while, but we do see law enforcement trying to get people off again at all of those on and off ramps and just keeping people off the 60 at this point. ADOT had tweeted out that they weren't sure when things were going to reopen. As we drove down the southern, I will say there were some branches down and there was some ponding in fields as well as on the roadways. So it definitely hit us hard here in Mesa. We'll keep you updated as we get any information from ADOT. We've been following them on social media and, of course, those live cameras as well. Live in Mesa, Marissa Sarbak for Fox 10 News.
Marissa, thanks so much for your hustle out there. We know that it was difficult getting to that situation anyway, so thanks so much. Keep us updated. If you learn anything new, we'll go back to you during the 10 o'clock hour. Now, this is what it looked like about a half an hour or so ago on the US 60 near Greenfield. You can see how hard that rain was coming down, making the roads very slippery. We all know that, yeah, if we haven't had rain in a while and we get rain on the highways, it can be extremely slick out there. For the very latest now on what's happening, what the rain, the storms are doing, let's get to Fox 10 meteorologist Crystal Ortiz, who is tracking the very latest. Crystal.
Yeah, guys, and we've been watching that storm cell. It just kind of slowly meandered near parts of Chandler to Gilbert, and then it slowly started to move towards Mesa, and that's what triggered the flooding in some areas. In fact, there is, as you can see, a flash flood warning in place. This was put out by the National Weather Service. It's in place till 1:30 in the morning. Usually they cushion this. It might end up getting canceled a little early, but but this just indicates that, as you saw along the 60, there are areas that are impassable due to the rain that fell. So here's some of the details you need to know if you are going to be heading out, say, late this evening. Already 2 inches of rain have fallen in the Gilbert Mesa area, so just avoid travel through washed out roads. If you see a spot like the 60, you do not want to be taking that route. The storms have weakened though, so the water will be slowly receding here. Take a look. That was the heavy rain. That's what we have left. It's mostly lighter showers over parts of the East Valley. We'll talk more about another round of storms coming in tomorrow. Coming up.
Crystal, thank you. It was a large dust storm that rolled through right around 7 o'clock tonight. Skyfox was up following that cloud of dust as it moved across the southeast part of the valley. And take a look at the wall of dust as it moved along the I-10 from Casa Grande to South Chandler. And according to ADOT, visibility there was down to less than a mile. So it was tough if you were out driving in this. Everyone that got caught up in this dust storm, if you are driving, remember, pull over and turn off your lights and wait for the dust to pass.
A strong gust of wind causes some damage in a Mesa neighborhood, and it was all caught on a surveillance camera. Take a look here. This video is from near Higley and Main Street. The wind suddenly picks up and then lifts a carport right there.
Wow.
It goes right up into the air and it just shreds apart. Pieces of that carport are tossed around onto the home and then into the street. Mike Vavala lives across that street. He says that he went outside after he heard a loud bang and saw the carport gone and a flash of light.
I thought it was lightning, but when the police showed up, they pointed up at the high tension wires and they said there were burn marks across 2 wires. So they said part of the roof had to have flown up in the air and short the wires.
Mike tells us that a fire was sparked near a canal behind those homes, but no one was hurt.
And as we mentioned here, some parts of the valley seeing some rain tonight, and a lot of that rain was out in Gilbert. This is a video from Gilbert near Ray and Cooper. Pretty good shower here, bringing some much needed rain. This was probably right before that huge downpour that closed the freeway tonight.
And the storm also bringing hail to some parts of Gilbert. This was recorded near Lindsay and Warner. This was thanks to Pete Bartolome for sharing this video with us. We appreciate it, Pete.